Hey everyone, this is going to be a little bonus video this week, and I'm going to show my entire process of setting up my golf simulator with how I currently have it, how I put it away. So it's going to be, again, how long it takes me to get it all ready, and then again, how long it takes me to put it all away. And also, I'm going to do a what's in the bag video, so this is going to be kind of a two-part video. First, it'll be setting up my simulator, and then I'm actually going to do the what's in my bag, and then I'll do the teardown of my simulator. And so right now, let's get started with that. And the first thing I have to do is turn off my fans. Right now, let me put a timer on my watch to see how long it takes to set up. I'm just going to do it at normal speed, nothing fancy here. So I turn off my fan, and the reason I have my fan is to kind of keep the heat moving throughout the garage. Then I have to move this mat over here. I don't know exactly where it goes, so I just kind of put it in the middle. Then I grab the first of my prime putting mats, and I lay this down and roll it out. I do have a piece of blue tape that's on the garage from when I first set up my sim. It might have actually been when I was like planning it out, and it's just stayed there, so I just keep using it. And it kind of gives me an idea of where to start putting this mat. And then, so that's too far, so I need to slide it over a little bit yet. And then after I roll out the first mat, then my screen is on a Metex motorized roller. So what I do next is I take that remote and I just let it go down, because what I'm doing lately is actually kind of lining up the bottom of the screen with the edge of the mat. So that's why I do this at this point. Okay, and now I take my other prime putt mat and I just roll it right in front of that one. I try and get them to be pretty close to each other at the edge. Then I just kick it out, and it does kind of go over a lot of the times. So here, now I just pull it out, and then I come here and fix it again. And then there's a little gap that I don't think you can see there, but I like that to be pushed tight against each other. So then I just come here, push it together. And then that does put a little bit of a bump in there. So I just pull that again. And then I used to have another putting mat that I would put here, a little bit shorter one. Lately, I've not been using that. And part of the reason why is actually so that the camera I use can see the ball better. So just being that 1.5 feet closer, or whatever it is, makes the ball a lot easier to see with the camera. So then I just push my hitting mat up to the other two mats. And then I have my stand over here. I have been going to the black stand that I originally used, but the yellow stand, I still have it. It's actually up in my garage over there. That one, the file is on Maker World, which is from Bamboo Labs, a 3D printing company. And then I'll show that next, actually. But after I set that up, I grab my R50. And actually, let me just show you. There are little feet holes in this, so that's where I'm lining up the R50 with. And then I take my HDMI cable, which is an optical HDMI cable because it's long, And I kind of wrap that around some of my stuff over here. Plug it in. And then I turn the R50 on. I turn the projector on. And then I take my curtains, which I just bought off Amazon, and I slide these over here. So then in a little bit here, the projector screen will be on as well. And so that whole thing took me just under 5 minutes, and that was with talking you guys through it. So a 5-minute setup, I don't think is too bad at all. And it would all be ready for me if I was gonna hit some golf balls today, but today I'm not gonna be doing that. So now that you've seen me set up my sim and how long it takes, right now I'm going to go through what's in my bag. Not just my clubs, but also what I keep in the pockets. First, I'll go with the golf clubs. My driver is a Titleist GT2 driver. I have a Tensei 1K Blue 55 shaft, which is a stiff shaft, so that's this. And it is 1 inch short of standard. First, actually, one more thing. I'm going to go through what's in my bag, and then I'll even go through some of the other clubs I have that are not in my bag. Then the next club I have is my 3-wood, which is also a Titleist GT2, and it has the exact same shaft and also an inch shorter than standard. Then I have my 5-wood, which is the same shaft again, and again, an inch shorter than standard. And then I have my 7-wood, and these are all the Titleist GT2 driver and woods. And this one is, again, the same Tensei 1K Blue 55 shaft with a stiff flex. And also I do use these Golf Pride grips. My irons have a little bit different grips, which I might switch to. I haven't decided yet. But this one here, my 7-wood, is also an inch short of standard. Then, these are the ones that I just got. They replaced my Titleist T200 irons. These are the Mizuno Pro S3 irons. I have the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and pitching wedge. They are all standard length. They are not cut short. And the shaft on this is the Nippon NS Pro 950 GH Neo. It's a weird shaft name, but they work really well for me. So that again is my 5 iron, 6 iron, 7 iron, 8 iron, 9 iron, and pitching wedge. Then after my irons, my next club is my 50-degree wedge, which is a Vokey SM10, and this is the 12-degree bounce and F grind. The regular shaft, and I did not actually put the new grips on this one. I just kept them standard. Normally, I like all my grips to be the same, so I may put new grips on my driver and woods, but I'm not sure with the SM11s that were just released if I'm going to get those, because these, even though they're not that old, I feel like with how much I use them here on the sim, by the time I play golf outdoors, I'm going to have a lot of hits on these where the spin is going to be reduced. And then I have my 54-degree wedge, which is also currently a Vokey SM10. And this is the 8-degree bounce M grind. I do like this one quite a bit. Again, it's still just that wedge flex and the standard grip on it, nothing special about it. Then the last wedge I have in my bag is another Vokey SM10, and this is the 58-degree wedge, and it's a 10-degree S grind. I did have some other ones that I've sold lately that didn't work quite as well for me, so this is my recent one. It's, again, the 58-degree, 10-degree bounce S grind. And then for my putter, this is currently a revolving door for me because I just don't know what I want. So even though this is in my bag right now, I don't know if it's the one I'm going to use or not. I have never hit a putt outside with it. But I did semi get fit for it at Golf Galaxy a month or so ago. And right now it is the TaylorMade Spider Tour X And it's got the little slant shaft, and this one has been pretty nice. It also has a little bit wider grip than I like, but when I was lining up, it's the Pistol 1.0 grip, it looks like. But when I was testing this one out, I was lined up perfectly where the club I brought in to test it with, which was probably the putter I used the most last year, I was kind of off with my aim. So that's why I hit this one. I got this one. And what's kind of funny about it, it's probably my least expensive putter. But this is definitely a contender for what I will be using this year. I just don't know for sure yet. Now let me grab some of my clubs that I have that are not currently in the bag. Okay, the first club I have that's not currently in the bag, and I absolutely love this club. I need to find out how I can use it more. And if that means replacing my 3-wood, I need to make sure that's actually a viable option. But it is my Titleist GT280 mini driver. It is the same shaft, the Tensei 1K Blue 55 with a stiff flex, the same grip, and it's also 1 inch short of standard. I love this club. If I could have 15 clubs in the bag, it would be in here without question. But when I can only have 14 clubs, I don't know which one to take out. So that's kind of my issue right now. So this one is currently not in the bag. And then another club that's currently not in the bag is my Vokey WEDGE 44 degree wedge with an F grind. Originally I got this one. It's the wedge flex. I think it's just like the S200. A slightly different grip on it. I don't remember exactly what it was. I tried to use the same one I had. But the reason I originally got this one was because it was fixing a gap with my Titleist T200 wedges, my Titleist T200 irons and my wedges. But that was before I ordered my Mizuno Pro irons. So once my Mizuno Pro irons came in, this club didn't really fit anymore. So it wasn't really planned. If I would have kept the T200, this would have been fine. But with the Mizuno Pros, I don't really need this one anymore. And now here are some of my other putters that, again, are currently not in the bag. This is the first putter I ever bought that was not a off the rack or came with my starter set. And this is a Yes Cali putter with the C grooves, and I absolutely love this thing. This was probably one of my favorite putters ever. I did have to put a new grip on it because the original one got worn, and actually I originally put a fatter grip on it, and then I just could not putt with this. I don't know what happened, so I kind of went with this this Pistol Tour grip from Superstroke, and I like it a lot better. Right now, it looks like I actually have a 50-gram counterweight in it because a while ago I was in my kitchen and I was practicing with all my putters and trying out with counterweights and no counterweights for the ones that can take it. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but this was either the one that worked best for me with this putter or just the last one I used. I don't really remember, but this is, again, one of my favorite putters of all time. I absolutely love those C grooves and I'm a huge fan of them. It's just, unfortunately, not a putter you can buy anymore. But I think Bettinardi has a special Matt Fitzpatrick version that has C grooves, but otherwise it's not really a thing anymore. And I've tried some of the newer variations on it, and nothing has ever made me as happy as the roll I would get with that, honestly. With that being said, there is one putter I got just out of curiosity. Let me show you that one next. It's probably one I'm never going to use. So this one I bought off Amazon. It has a Superstroke Tour 2.0 grip on it. Head cover that I don't know where it came from. It says TaylorMade, but it's an Adams putter. But I believe TaylorMade owns Adams. And it's got the C grooves. I think it was like $80 or $90. But here's why I'll probably never use this one. Even though I could, it's left-handed. I bought it out of curiosity because in baseball, I was a switch hitter, so I can do a lot of things with either arm. I'm also left-eye dominant, so I wanted to kind of just try putting left-handed out of curiosity, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. So I figured this was kind of a cool way to do it with still getting the C grooves. So part of me wants to try the right-handed version, but as you can see, I'm going to have even more putters, and that does include all the ones that I have sold. But now let me get to the putter that I probably used the most last year. So this is my Scotty Cameron H24 Limited. I won a drawing with Golf Galaxy and got to buy it for way too much money. Here it is here. It looks nice. It's got a grip on it. I'm really liking these thinner grips, honestly. I feel like I get a lot more feel of the putter head. This one, though, is 34.5 inches long, which is probably longer than I need. I putt really well with this one. I just didn't line up quite as consistently as I did with that TaylorMade Spider that I mentioned earlier. So I do really like this putter. I like the way I can control and roll the ball. It's just, I feel like to make it work better for me, I need to either adjust the loft and lie or cut it down a little bit, but I'd rather choke up because this is a limited edition putter. So I kind of feel like I should modify it. I don't know. And then my next putter, which is one of my all-time favorites. I love the design. I love the feel. I'm just not the best putting with it. As much as I love blade putters, I think I definitely putt better with a mallet. But here it is, the Scotty Cameron Newport 2 from last year. And it's 34 inches long. It's got a nice grip on it. It's got their face insert. I like this one a lot. I like how it feels. I like the control of it. I'm not as consistent with getting the ball on my line. I know I can practice that. But it's more fun to buy a new putter. And then here's my newest addition and the last club I currently have. And I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. It is one of the new Scotty Cameron, what is it? 11R OC. It's their low torque putter. This one's 33.5 inches long. I got it a 71.5 degree lie angle, and I got the grip I wanted on it. So this one is custom to me. I had a couple remote fittings with Lab Golf a while ago, and one of them told me I should have a 33-inch putter with a 71 degree lie angle, and the other one told me I should have a 34-inch putter with a 72 degree lie angle. So this is a 33.5-inch putter with a 71.5 degree lie angle. Just kind of split the middle between those two, and I do like it. I like the way it looks. The one thing I'm not sold on it, with that chain link milling, the ball is just so soft off the face. I feel like I have to just really hit the ball hard to get it to move even close to what any of my other putters would be with a lot less effort. So that's why I'm not entirely sold on this one yet. I do like it. I did do a round at X Golf a couple weeks ago where I was able to kind of get it online. It's just distance control is something that I'm nervous about with this one. But again, that is all my clubs that are in my bag, and then my clubs that are currently out of the bag. Now let me go through what I keep in the bag. Actually, before I go in the bag, let me get some of the stuff that's on the bag. I have a, actually, I paid the money for it because I just liked it. I have a Sunday Red golf towel, which is a huge towel. I got this little, I don't know, stripe bird magnetic thing off Amazon. It just folds open, and it's a pretty strong magnet. And then I got these things that are kind of hard to take off that just clip on my bag and add basically a magnetic spot. So that's how I attach that. Then I have a, I think it's the Groove It Mini G brush. I had one of the big ones, and somehow I lost that last year, so I just have this mini one now. And that is, nope. Then I also have this valuables pouch that I got from Titleist. I don't think I bought it. I think they sent it to me after I bought my driver. And right now there's nothing in it, but usually I just keep my tees in there. And the tees I use are actually these 3¼ inch Brentwood tees. I purposely get the pink ones because I play in a Tuesday league with my dad and a bunch of his friends. and they tee up from the gold tees, and they make me tee up from the white tees, and I won't be surprised if eventually it's the blue tees. So I've told them this. I purposely use pink tees because they make me tee off behind them, and I still outdrive them. So just as a kind of little dig at them is why I use pink tees. And now in the bag, here's what I keep in the pockets. On the far left pocket, I have, I played PGA Frisco, Fields Ranch last year, and so I keep this scorecard holder. And I actually have this card I made and printed out and laminated with my distances that I had at the time. Because it was winter, some of the woods I don't have any distances for, but this probably needs to be updated now. Then in the next pocket, all I have is just some FootJoy rain gloves. That's all I have in that pocket. Then in the next pocket here, let me get it out. Okay, that should be everything. I have a ball marker from Fields Ranch. I have another ball marker with my last name on it and my kids' names on it, and my name, my wife's name. I just thought this was really cool. I got that off Etsy, but I don't think this guy's on Etsy anymore. Then I have just Scotty Cameron, I think he calls it a pivot tool to fix my pitch marks on the green. I like this. It's just easy to use to just kind of go in there and fix the pitch mark. I think it was like $20. It's probably not the best use of money, but I liked it. And I like when I have pitch marks that need to be repaired. Then this I don't really use unless I'm cleaning my clubs, but it is the GrooveX, I think it's a groove sharpener. And I think I got this one off Amazon, and I got an older version, which is what I wanted, that has, I'm trying to get it there, that little point at the top so I can kind of scrape some grass and debris out between my, in the grooves between my clubs. So that's why I like this one. I don't really use the sharpening thing at all. I just wanted that to kind of help me just be that little more precise in cleaning out the debris. And then the last thing I have in that pocket, which I don't use every time, I did get this little golf donut. I come from a baseball background, and this donut just helps me when I do use it, just stretch out a little more. I'm 40 years old. I've had some lower back issues, so I just use this to kind of warm up and stretch. That's about it. And then going to the right side, in this pocket, I have, right now, all it is my AirTag. I use that for when I travel. That's really the only reason why, but I love having it. And then usually when I'm golfing, that's very likely where I'll put my wallet. The next pocket has absolutely nothing in it. And then the furthest outside pocket is also completely empty. And then, let me back this up a little bit so you guys can see it more. Then here I have like the cooler pocket. Let's see. I actually have some raisins in there right now. And some Ritz crackers that are probably garbage. I'm going to throw those away. And one of my daughter's yogurt things, also garbage. Okay. The raisins are fine probably, but normally I don't really keep much in there other than maybe some snacks for the golf course. I don't really put drinks in there at all. I don't care if people bring their own drinks or not, but I like to support the golf course as much as I can because I've seen too many golf courses close. I'm not saying me going and buying 1 or 2 drinks is going to make a difference for them staying open or not, but when I play a golf course, I want to be able to support it as best I can. And then, so, again, if you want to bring your own drinks, go ahead. I don't care what you do or don't do. I just know me personally, that's how I feel. If anything, I might bring a drink to start my day, especially if it's an early morning round, but then I'm also definitely going to be getting drinks from the golf course after that. And then in the ball pocket is where I, first of all, keep my gloves. These ones are from Bruce Bolt that I got from my wife for Christmas. I also have the other ones I bought before that in there. Usually I don't keep 4 gloves in there. That's just what I have right now. Then I have my rangefinder. This does have a clip where I could clip it onto my bag, but I've noticed personally I don't like when I'm carrying my bag. It just keeps bouncing against me. And so I just keep it with my golf balls. And this is the Precision Pro NX9. Yep, the NX9. I do have a newer version, and I also had the Flight Scope i4. I like this one the best because there's no fluff. I don't need to connect it to an app. I don't need to do anything. I can just point and shoot. So this is the one I've kept, and it's pretty quick. Then all I have is my golf balls, which right now these are the Left Dash Titleist Pro V1Xs, but I may be switching to the regular Pro V1X. Okay, so now you've seen me set up my simulator. I've shown you what's in my bag and some of the clubs that are not in my bag. I also have quite a bit of training aids. If any of you are interested in having me do a video on any of those or all of them, just let me know and I can do that, but that's not something I'm gonna do right now. Now I'm gonna show you what I have to do to pack my sim up, and let's time how long that takes. Okay, so the first thing I do is I close the curtain. I guess open it might be the right thing to say here, actually. I will turn off the projector and roll up the screen. Turn off my R50. A lot of times I just keep the HDMI cable plugged in and I'll just put it on my workbench over here because I do use it a lot. But if I know it's going to be a while before I use it again, behind the camera I actually 3D printed like a boat hook, and I'll just wrap my HDMI cable around that. And then the stand I usually just put on my tool chest over here, and then I will start rolling up the prime putt mats. And then the last thing I do, because my wife parks in here at night, at least during the week, not so much on the weekends. On the weekends, I kind of leave everything out because I can. That's my time. But then I just drag this mat over to the side here. And then actually, that hitting strip seems to be kind of wearing out. So I did just order the Carl's Place gel hitting strip. I want to see how that does, and I'm not sure when it's going to come, but that's the other thing, is I'm replacing that divot strip. And that took under 3 minutes to pack up. So now that I kind of, again, showed you how long it takes me to set everything up and how I set it up, I went through my bag, I went through my extra clubs, and then I went through the teardown of my sim and told you how long that takes. If I could change anything, here's what I would change. I would raise my ceiling another foot. It's like just over 9 feet right now, and I can't remember if it was in yesterday's video or tomorrow's video, but I think I nicked the ceiling for the first time with my driver, and that's been in my head ever since. So that would be the first thing I would change, is I would go at least 10 feet with the ceiling. The second thing, I don't mind the prime putt putting mats, but I would much rather get just one big mat from like Lowe's or something that I could putt on. I think I priced one out that's, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was going to be like a 16-foot by 15-foot mat. And then I would take my Carl's Place mat and I would still use that on top of that. But the reason I want that giant mat is because I also have some ghost holes for putting that I could just use my garage as a giant putting practice green. That's why I would really like to get that giant mat. And then with that being said, this isn't necessarily a sim thing, but I would love to epoxy my garage floor because right now my biggest complaint with any of my setup is actually when the balls do get off the carpet and hit the cement, they get dirty and that dirt transfers to the screen. I do my best to kind of wipe the balls clean before I hit them into the screen, but they do still get dirty and that dirt does transfer to the screen. That's the one thing I'd like to clean up, and an epoxy floor still wouldn't help that 100%, but I think it would help it a little bit and it would look a lot nicer in here. One other thing I'd like to do, and I don't know if you can tell the difference, but since I kind of put everything away, it's a lot more echoey in here. I would love to put some more padding up on the ceiling or something like that. But now with me kind of nicking the ceiling the other day, I don't know if I want to essentially lower my ceiling even more. Right now, all my walls are painted white. I like that, but my ceiling's not painted. There's just a few cosmetic things I would like to change. But the big thing for me, honestly, if I had to choose one thing, it would be just a giant 14-foot by 15-foot or 15 by 16-foot putting carpet or putting mat that I could use when I'm not just using the simulator. That'd be the number one thing I would change. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked seeing how I do everything. I hope you like seeing what I carry in my bag. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Ask in the comments. I'll answer as best I can. And also, if you are interested in knowing what I have in my setup, in my description, I have a link to a Notion page, which is just like a website or a web page that lists everything I have in my own personal sim setup. I think it's pretty up to date, but I can double check on that. And then the other thing is, if you are going to order anything, and I also do have this in that Notion page, I am an affiliate with Play Better, and I would really love if you would consider using my affiliate link to order anything from Play Better if that's the route you go. It doesn't cost you anything extra, it just helps me out a little bit, and the more help I can get, the better. Otherwise, thank you again for watching. I really do appreciate it. I truly appreciate all of you that watch, and I do really enjoy making all these videos for you guys. Thank you.